Hi everyone, this video is just to analyse Cheltenham as a betting proposition for a punter. I was trying to work out why I'd found the festival so difficult to bet on ante-post this year, and I think one of my viewers has probably come up with the answer. Before I start, I'd like to say thanks to all my viewers. Now I will do a bet review and then I would do an analysis of each day of Cheltenham later in the week. But I did wonder why I found it so hard to have ante-post bets this year, apart from the market being squeezed. And then I received a Twitter message last night from Andy Warren, one of my viewers, and he started to say he'd been looking at my bets and he'd been looking at a lot of the festival results, his own results, etc. And he'd come up with a few things that he thought I might find interesting, and they are extremely interesting. So why did I find it hard to have ante-post bets? I really only had 3, and 2 of those were in the non-runner no bet market. So why did I find it hard to find bets? Well, I'm looking for value. I'm looking for better priced horses who are going to contract in odds. And that's very difficult to find when you look at the graded races. And that's what Andy did. First he looked at the graded races. Now he wrote to me and he said 11 of the graded races were won by the favourite. 5 of the graded races were won by the second favourite. And that includes horses such as Bob Bollinger, who was actually just the flip of a coin, 6-5 against 8-11. So when you look at those results, you start to realise, well, 16 of these horses were really fancied, and there wasn't really a whole lot of value in the ante-post markets, because if you looked out with the first 2 in the market, there wasn't really anything for you to bet. So the 3 other graded winners, let's have a look at them. Marie's Rock won at 18-1. But the truth is, and I know I'm probably a little bit biased, but I think Marie's Rock might have just been a little bit of a lucky winner myself. I think Tell Me Something Girl was absolutely cruising when she was brought down, and she was the favourite. So that could have been 17 out of 19. And Mrs. Milner was really badly impeded in the race as well, so it could have been a horse closer to the front of the market that won that race. The other telling result was our winner, the Nice Guy, at 12-1. He won the Albert Bartlett. But there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Ginto, who was the favourite, was absolutely cantering all over the field when he fatally broke down. So that would have made it 18 of the shorties out of 19 that won the graded races. And so for all the podcasts and the people looking for value, 18 out of the 19 graded races could easily have been won by the first or second favourite. And that doesn't leave you any room for manoeuvre, because when you look at the fact that the 18 races out of the graded races could have been won by the favourite and you're looking for value, and then you look at the fact that the average winner of the handicaps this season was 25-1, and it's going to be very difficult to find a profit in there. So of course we did look at the angles there. Now obviously this was done after the event, and I've just been lucky enough to have done the right thing. But Andy said the only thing to make money using the graded races was actually to use the graded races in multiples, because it was highly likely the first or second favourite was going to win. And if you didn't want to bet at those odds, you had to add something else in. Now, luckily for me, I picked the favourite that did win the handicaps in State Man, who I was really keen on. But I was lucky there, and that Vauban won as well. I mean, there were favourites which were slightly fortunate, such as Billoway, but he only beat the second favourite, Winged Leader. So, all in all, you can see from this set of results that it's going to be very difficult for an ante-post punter. I was really fortunate to find the Nice Guy, but even then I backed the horse at a squeezed price, because the non-runner no bet prices were horrendous compared with the prices on the day. Maybe not in the graded races, but certainly in the handicaps and in the more open graded races, the prices were squeezed on the non-runner no bet market, so that, like, I took in 14 to 1 the Nice Guy, the horse has gone off at 18 to 1. Marie's Rock was only available basically in the non-runner no bet markets at around 12 to 1, yet she's gone off at 18 to 1. Now I think Lava Envoy was probably just backed because of the ground being so soft and that coming in her favour. But it does show the problems you've got ante-post now. You've got the problems of, if you're looking for value, then you're probably backing a non-runner or a horse who isn't going to beat the favourites in the graded races, or you're looking for a needle in a haystack, really, to try and back a winner in the handicaps, because not many of those results could have been found in the handicaps. Possibly you would have found State Man being able to back him non-runner no bet at a better price. But the truth is, it's been a very, very difficult year for ante-post punters. I feel I've done incredibly well to make a £390 profit on the bets this season, because I was really worrying about the fact, why can't I find ante-post bets? But perhaps I've found the reason now. The squeezing of the prices has not helped any punter, and that will just continue to get worse, because the bookmakers don't want punters to win. And let me be quite clear, when you look at the bookmaker backed podcasts and videos, for all they might be entertaining, 27,000 people were watching Up in the Ante. Gavin Lynch made a 5-point loss and David Jennings made a 24-point loss. 27,000 people watching that bookmaker backed podcast, and both pundits have made a loss. And I think that's the second year in a row that they've both made a loss as well. Now, yes, you're watching an entertaining programme, but how many punters are lulled into a bet by their confidence in that horse? So, it's up for debate. I'm not saying that they're not good punters. I really like both of them, actually. But it does beg the question, when you've got a bookmaker backed podcast that is making such losses. Overall, 29 points lost between the two of them on 54 selections. Now, if some of the people are putting £10 on each of those horses over the season, they've backed £480 and they've only got £190 back by my estimations. And at 27,000 people, that's a hell of a lot of money that the bookmakers have taken off the punters there. You have to be especially careful. I personally don't want to push my videos forward at all. I have to say that the group of people watching my videos are incredible. To have 3 losing days in a row and have just continual support of messages and people saying that we can turn it round is amazing. And others saying, well, even if we didn't win on Friday, it didn't matter. And I do have to laugh to myself, and I'll probably mention it again in the bet review. But all Thursday night I was trying to work out how I could make a profit, and I actually gambled the profit as it was, because the Nice Guy won, and if I'd put nothing off on Thursday, I would have still made a profit without doing any of the work or any of the worry. I do enjoy making the videos. I do it because I feel like the lads who started watching deserve it, but I think I like the group of people that watch my videos. I don't want this to get into a mainstream video where people are going to moan as soon as we have the slightest loser, because you're going to have a lot of losers ante-post. You're going to struggle to make a profit at betting all the time. It just isn't easy. And when you're also wanting to back these horses before you put them up, it's especially difficult. I mean, I'm asking lads to put £40 on a horse for me here, and then phoning another lad and asking him to put £40 on, because bookies don't want my bets. Now, we're not talking about £1,000 bets here. We're talking about someone who's trying to maybe get £150 on a horse like the Nice Guy, and I'm having to spread it around 4 of my mates to get that amount on, and they don't want to know about my own bets. It's really strange. And it's really difficult for a punter these days. I love making the videos. and I'm really grateful to Andy for his statistics. And I know that the people who watch my videos will understand what I'm talking about. And I'm sure these statistics will probably be banded around on the other videos, because I think some people are watching these and using a lot of the things that are on my videos. And that's fine, I just wanted to put it up first. And many thanks to Andy for digging it all out. But it is very difficult to be an ante-post punter when mainly the graded races are won by the horses at the head of the market. The prices on the head of the market are squeezed in really tight. And if you're looking for a value selection of a video, it simply isn't there in the graded races. Up until 4 weeks before the race, you don't know what's going to run in the handicaps. And then you find that apart from one absolute handicap blot, you're looking for a 25 to winner in the main for 2 handicaps. I mean, I know the 2 in the first day were probably findable in Brazil and Korak Rambler, but after that, you're playing Hail Mary trying to find the other 7 handicap winners. So, like I say, I probably should have been more upbeat today, but I am delighted with my performance. I will go through each of my bets on a separate video. We'll talk about why they were put up, what sort of bet they were. There was a couple of real bad ones in there. There were a couple of unlucky ones in there, and I think, in all truth, the profit being so high was due to a bit of a lucky winner in the nice guy, and that was bad to see, especially when I'm the head of the, or was the head of the Ginto fan club. It was very sad to see that. It was disappointing to see Calantra have such a poor festival. I really expected them to do a lot better. I suppose at this point I'm going to have to let it go with Paul Townend's ride on Kilcrat after he's produced 2 very good rides on Vauban and Stateman to land the double for us. It looks like next season it could be a case of having to go with doubles, or perhaps just betting on the day. I think a lot of people have said to me that betting on the day could be perhaps the way to go. So that's just my assessment of the betting angles that could be the way to go for next year. It's looking at the festival this year and why it was so tough for ante-post punters. But above all, finishing this video, I'll be back with my bet review and my analysis of all the races at Cheltenham. But I want to really thank you all my subscribers and all the people who watch my videos, for being so kind when things didn't look so good, being so understanding about the game, and again, thanks to Andy for all this stuff. I'll be back to you next week. I probably will make a couple of videos for entry, but I won't be putting stakes up and I won't be looking to make a profit there. It'll just be my view of each race. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a winning festival, and I'll be back to you with the bet review and the analysis soon. Bye for now.